Do you know what time it is? It's time for Fishing with Stoney Stone.
Welcome to Dock Talk with Sac Valley Gills and Guns on the Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast. Join Rob Piatt as he dives into fishing and hunting topics, from tips and gear to stories from the water and field. Available now on all major podcast platforms. Sac Valley Gills and Guns. Get your net wet. Call 530-713-2445. NorCal Tradition Sport Fishing. Call today 916-708-8323. Dakota Townley's Guide Service. Call 530-680-3717. Tule Creek Hunting Outfitters. Fishing and hunting. Call 707-695-7918. Stoddard Guide Service. Call 916-295-8851. Call D Lakes Guide Co. for your next fishing trip. 530-301-1616. Call 916-521-4641. Get the net for your next guided trip. K. Brock Rods. Built for fishermen, by a fisherman. It's what the guides use. Get yours at fishkevinbrock.com. Book a guide trip too. REPS. Real Estate Photography Services. Your first choice when it comes to your photography needs. Champions Cleaning Solutions. Champions Carpet Cleaning and more. Call a champion. 530-966-7141. Tackle Box Bait and Tackle, Chico, California. Get all your Kevin Brock gear and more. Great prices and quality, made by a fisherman for those who love to fish.
Hit that subscribe button and let's fish!
It's Monday night. The clock strikes 7 p.m. And we are coming to you across Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Get your gear ready! Because it's time to talk fishing! We've got the latest fishing reports, killer tips, and so much more! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Fishing with Stoney Stone!
It's Monday night, and as usual, things are out of control early in the podcast. Before we even get started,
What are you talking about,
I
Stoney?
don't know.
We're right on
I
control.
got some guests that I don't know. They're like chasing rats in their house. I don't know what's going on. It's all falling apart. But hey, welcome back. We got a great show for you tonight. Got Rob Piatt doing our Dock Talk, and we're going to see where that goes tonight. And a special guest, Dakota Townley with Townley's Guide Service, is going to be joining us because we're going to be shooting some film tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then Derek with this Feather River salmon feather. We'll let him tell him what it is, but a salmon tournament on the Feather River, Kings of the Feather. He's going to get on and have some questions and answers, and we're going to spend a lot of time on that tonight so we can get anything he needs to talk about out there, and that's what we're going to do. And what else? That's a lot.
Oh, your fishing trip. You had a
We
fishing
did.
trip.
We went fishing on what was it? Saturday. We went out there on Saturday with Anthony Sparks, and a super fan, Ben Harper, was on the trip.
The super fan.
Oh my God! So there's a little bit of a story. Is we did our Patreon giveaway on Kevin Brock's podcast to a gentleman, Scott Hodges, won it on the podcast. So we gave away a guided trip. Well, we couldn't get a hold of him. And so, reached out to a few people, and I said, you know what, we're taking super fan Ben. And we got Ben on.
Super fan.
Super fan. So I'm working on that video now to summarize how that went. There's a few good videos coming out of that. So, Ben, you were definitely a character that day. And, we're going to get that out. You're going to have some good laughs. And we did catch some fish, so that was cool, too. A few salmon were caught. Still had a bunch of pike minnows, and so the row out of the tackle box is definitely working. Store-bought row is actually catching some fish. So we'll see where that's going. But that's what we did on Saturday which leads me to, what are we doing tomorrow?
What are we doing tomorrow?
I don't know, Dakota.
Apparently, I have to wake up at the butt crack
You
of
do.
before
Let's
dawn.
bring Dakota on here. Now, hold on. We did have a choice. I wanted to bring Dakota into this real quick, and we're going to do some swapping of screens here. Eric's got like 5
There we
minutes.
go.
There we go. Dakota, what's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much.
Yeah. So Dakota did offer, said, "Hey, man, you could crash at my house on Monday nights, and that way you didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn." But no, we had a podcast to do, so we're doing the podcast. Got everybody here. So anyway, Dakota, we are filming with you tomorrow, and what are we? Where are we filming? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're going to be in that Woodson Bridge area. You know, we might be just a hair north of Woodson Bridge to start and maybe work our way down past the bridge. We'll probably be dragging eggs, dragging row. The plug bite for me the last couple of days has been pretty slow. It was good earlier in last week, but yeah, we've definitely had that drag bite pick up for us big time.
Yeah, and that was news to my ears because we don't have to be up there at 5 in the morning. You said,
Yeah.
no, show up at 6. I'm like, sweet, an extra hour sleep. So,
Yeah, I did that just for you.
I'm loving it for
actually, you
sure.
know?
dude, we appreciate that, especially the
The banana
Chiquita.
appreciates.
The Chiquita man over here is gonna appreciate that because his first morning, I honestly got to tell you that first hour or so was kind of slow with him to get him going to film. So, and the lighting's usually not the best, so we usually wait for some decent light. And then we get started with just capturing our day, and hopefully by then we've already got some fish in the boat, and we're just having a good old time, and we can't wait to get
Fish
out
on
there.
the boat, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait. So
Yeah, the guys we have on the boat
Um,
with us tomorrow, super fun, super good group, so that'll be a good time.
yeah, and then they can be as part of it as they want or as little as they want, but the biggest thing is if they're catching fish, everybody's gonna have a good time, and yeah, we're just gonna make it we're gonna have a good time. So, and Eric will have a great video to put together, and we're still working on the last video we did with Kevin, and that's coming along. You've seen a lot of trailers or little things released on that day, but we did catch a fish. I caught a fish, my first salmon. That video is coming out. The official version is coming out soon. You've seen all the little teasers that have come out, but we got a nice Stoney's first salmon video coming out that's behind the paywall, so you can
It only
see.
took Stoney 4 trips to catch a fish with the banana on the boat.
Oh, I know. We
Well,
beat
if
the
he quit
banana,
lugging
and
you
so.
around, Eric, he'd get bit a lot more, you know?
Well, but then he just pretends it's he just uses his AI when I'm not around.
Hey, it was the fisherman that gave you this nickname. It's not, you didn't get to pick your nickname. They picked it for you. AC said, "You're so bad luck. You've been on all these guys' boat, and every time you're on it, they don't catch fish. So yeah, you're the banana."
But it's not I don't want you guys not to catch fish.
No, I understand. You need fish to make a film.
videotape you guys catching fish.
I need 3 fish to make a video. I don't care if it's a guppy, a pike minnow, and a salmon. As long as I've got 3 fish, I can make a video. Anyway, no, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. So Dakota, how do we get a hold of you if you want to book a trip with your guide service?
Yeah, you can go ahead and hit me up at Dakota Townley's Guide Service on either Facebook or Instagram. You can also call me at 530-680-3717.
Perfect. Well, we will see you bright and early down. Do you need us to bring anything? You need breakfast, or you got
Nope.
that covered, or?
Just hop on the boat,
Are you-
whatever snacks and drinks you guys want for the day, and we're good to go.
Well, last time you said that, Eric brought like 5 suitcases and a freaking umbrella. I was like, what
Oh,
you
the
going to do with that
umbrella's in the
umbrella?
car
Oh,
already.
look.
It's coming.
Tell them that there's no umbrellas allowed in fishing.
Hey,
I
I wasn't the ringleader on that deal, so that's for you guys.
Anyway, no, we're going to have a great time tomorrow. Dakota, appreciate all your fishing reports. If you guys haven't already, join the club at fwss.club, and you'll see all the fishing reports these guides that support us, on this podcast are giving us on daily when they're out there fishing, and you get the inside scoop as it happens, not a month later, not a week later, but as it happens. So go on there today. You'll see Dakota giving us a little fishing report. It's going to cost you about the price of a cup of coffee, and that's about it. Anything else, sir? You can stay on. We got to bring Derek on and Robbie on, and we'd love to have you as part of this conversation. If you got to go, I understand that too. It's all up to you,
Yeah,
buddy.
unfortunately, I'm going to have to hop off here and go cure some eggs and get some eggs ready for tomorrow and all that good stuff. So
He just has to get his
Oh yeah,
beauty
you gotta
sleep.
rub that road just right.
I've got to make
To
sure I
get-
have
he has to beat the
three
banana.
stuff if we're taking Eric tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
look. So he's got to go to work.
He's
So
focused. He's locked in, man.
he is going to beat the banana tomorrow, and otherwise Eric's going swimming. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Well, because the rule is the banana gets the last fishes. Like everyone else limits before the banana gets a fish. Let's get the banana a fish tomorrow.
And I made him get a fishing license just in the case he does get a chance to fish, but you got to limit first.
Oh, man. Well, we'll
No
see what
pressure.
we can do.
Yes, sir. All right, buddy. Thanks for getting on. We'll talk to you soon. Well, there you go. That's what we're doing tomorrow, and that's like perfect timing. I got this train just like perfectly timed. Let's bring Robbie on. I want to bring Robbie on because he is the host of Doc Talk. So here we are.
Oh, look at him. He's a little
Look,
reconfigured
so
nicely.
we have a special guest. You know, we're gonna bring in Derek here in a minute. But Robbie, how are you doing? You look like you got yourself under control a little bit.
Yeah, no,
You good?
my neighbors have some clutter around their house and it's bringing in rodents, and so I had noticed a rodent, so I dealt with the rodent.
Look, man, it's like he went off camera. I didn't hear any pop, so I don't know how you took care of it. I don't know.
I got nice dogs.
There you go. He's like,
Good
it's
dog.
dinner time early.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Doc Talk with Rob Piatt with Sac Valley Gills and Guns. And Rob, we got a special guest on. You know, we had him on last week, Derek, with the fishing tournament. And I'm going to let you kind of take over, and we'll bring Derek on and see where this conversation goes and find out a little bit more about what he has going on and what we can do to help him get the word out and learn more about what's going on. I'm sure you've got questions. I'm sure I've got questions, and he'll probably just offer up a bunch of stuff and see where it goes.
There he is. Hey, buddy.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Good. How are you? How was your week?
I was good, except for I ended up catching COVID-like symptoms, so I've been down for the last 4 days. It's been brutal, to say
Yeah.
the least. Yeah, I went out. I tried to fish with my nephews Wednesday, and I could barely even do anything, so I just gave up. Came and sat in a hotel. But other than that, I'm ready. I'm here.
That's awesome.
We're
I feel you,
happy
man.
to
I
have
didn't
you.
get out to get fish last week very much because I was right there with
Yeah, you got sick too, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And
You got
I
sick
feel like
midweek.
it's starting to come back. That's why I look like crap. So
That's right. I forgot. Robbie got sick. So, yeah, it's kind of been going around. This is why I'm glad I don't have kids, young kids.
yeah. So well, let's
Those back to school flus.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's get into King of the Feather, Derek. Why don't you tell us about what's going on and kind of what you're looking at right now?
Sure. So just trucking along. Don't have as many signups as we hoped at this point. I went on the news last week in Chico. That was a good experience. Actually enjoyed it.
In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, in a great way. Honestly, I
That's
enjoyed it
good.
much more than I thought I would leading up to it. She was really nice, and I was able to kind of get over a little bit of stage fright that I think I carry. So it was a good experience overall. However,
Awesome.
it's not converting. The ads aren't converting how we need them to be. It's just so new. And I'm also on the river, beating up the riverbanks now. I spent a little bit of time on Vance, a little bit of time on the Horseshoe today. Obviously, I can't get to the crazy side. I don't have a canoe on hand. So touching fishermen daily has been kind of the recipe to get a few more signups. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of people that just don't even know about it. Majority of the guys I'm talking to are from South Bay, LA, Fresno.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot of local boys out there.
That's cool to see that you're getting that kind of reach, though. I mean,
well,
something.
no, I'm just saying fishing in general. They're not necessarily buying tickets. They're just on the river.
Yeah.
And
So it's interesting how he's getting kind of a survey and a chance. He's talking to all these different people about salmon fishing, and come to find out they're not even any of the locals. They're coming from all over the place, which is kind of interesting as well. Where are all the locals fishing at?
correct. I think a lot of them are working.
Yeah.
And waiting.
It could
for the
be, but come the weekend, do you see an influx of that, or is it still?
Yeah, I'd say the influx is dramatic on the weekend to the point of where I didn't even really want to go down there and mess around too much. There's a couple hundred guys down there,
Yeah,
But
that's
how-
where all your locals are coming.
Yeah, I think nonetheless, a lot of the locals also know to read the water, and the water's too high right now. So when
Right.
that water drops to, I think it's 8,100 this morning, when it drops to the 5,000 mark and below, that wall's going to stack, and the fish are going to do the same. So a lot of the fish are just blowing through from what I'm seeing right now. And so anyway, at any rate, it's slow. The fishing's slow, so that doesn't help. And the signups are slow. But we're still they're trickling in here and there. And we got a really cool weigh station getting built right now by a local company. I won't say their name this week, but maybe next week. And it's going to be something really cool for the future tournaments. So we have custom things being built. And other than that, I mean, nothing's really changed, just a few signups trickling in. But you guys have questions about the rules and stuff. It's all on there. But I have no problem explaining it to the best of my ability. Some are subject to change. One thing that I really want everybody to understand, is that I'm an open book, number one. Number two, this whole thing is built for everybody. It's not built for me, especially not me. I'm not even allowed to compete in it. It's built for a social event for a large group of people, and also for the businesses incorporated in it. So we want to take suggestions, questions, whether they're good or harsh or whatever it may be. We're open to all of them. So we just want everybody to know that rather than maybe thinking of it in a negative light, maybe just reach out and ask a few questions before you go that route, and have a suggestion. I know a lot of people are worried about fish coming in from other places, especially from like the AR, the closest fishery, etc. And that stuff's blatantly kind of covered in the rules. So that's one thing I'll go over real quick is, so how are we going to stop cheating? A lot of guides especially are the ones asking that question. And if you read the rules, it states that they need to take a short clip after the fish is landed that has a landmark visible. That's very simple to do, right? You hold your fish in the air, you run the video on the phone for 3 to 5 seconds. And if you're downriver, there's going to be a tree right there that you can take us to verify your location. You're not going to be able to take a fish from the AR or from anywhere else and bring it live to the feather for a quick video. It's not possible. We all know that. So, at the end of the day, there is fail safe to the best of our ability, and for it being the first year put in place for that type of situation. So I wanted to cover that because that was the biggest question I'm getting is, well, people are just going to bring fish from other places. And it's like, well, if you read the rules, you'll state that we are, trying to actively stop that from happening.
So, Rob, what do you think? What do you think people's opinion is of that? Is something that's doable, or is it like they're not
I
going to do it?
definitely think
What
it's
do you think?
doable. I mean, man, with technology the way it is nowadays.
Right.
Mean,
Well,
you
there's
take
a lot of
fish,
tournaments I've seen that are online tournaments with certain
Yes.
apps that will measure a fish and do things. So, I mean, this is no different. It's just handled differently, but it's the same concept, right?
Well, I take a picture on my iPhone, and I can look at the data from that, and I could see exactly where I was.
Oh, yeah, all the
It'll pop up
metadata
a
is baked
map.
in there.
So, but maybe one thing before we jump ahead for people that are listening at home, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, maybe we could take like the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes and try and answer
We'll
as
run
many
through the
as we
comments.
can. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
load them up there, and Eric will pull them up towards the end, the last 10, 15 minutes, and we'll get those addressed. Or unless something urgent comes up, or Eric sees something that's urgent that we're talking about, he'll bring that up, and we can address it as part of the conversation.
Yeah.
But we'll try to get to all of them some way or another. But I know there's been a lot of, I know obviously it's in the rules. It's in the rules. We run, I'm involved a lot in some catfish tournaments, and a tournament's a tournament. There's rules and things that you got to follow, and certain guidelines. It's just how do we get the information out there and get as much out as we can, because we know people don't read the rules, but they need to, and they have to. But sometimes we got to spoon feed them a little bit and just answer their questions. And
Hey, I
but-
got a banana question.
oh no,
So, Derek,
Yes, sir.
how do you win? So I pay my fee. What do I need to do to bring
To
in
win?
the money afterwards once I pay my fee?
So there's 3 winning slots this year, subject to change as stated in the rules, right? As we get feedback for this year, we might change it. But the slots are right now heaviest fish for the first 3 weeks will take majority of the pot. It's basically 60% of the total cash pot, and then 20% to the longest fish. And then there's a last week pot, and the reason for that is because people maybe not ready to fish until it gets hot. A lot of people don't even start commuting this direction until they know the fishing is, I don't want to say it, but kind of dummy proof, right? And it does get like that when the water drops. And so when the water lowers, we wanted to still have the opportunity for people to jump in. So we have the final week fish that takes the same amount of the pot as the long fish, but it's only the final week by weight. So it has nothing to do with the majority of the first 3 weeks. And the only
So
reason,
So that's the payouts, right? So then when you go to enter, there's a lot of confusion on the entry side as well, as there's all these different entry points, and how does that relate to those pots that are being paid as well? It's kind of
sure, let me touch on that. So all the entry points go to the same pot. We hold back 20% for the fees for advertising and the other things that we do, and the rest goes 80% of the total pot goes straight into split into those 3 categories. So as far as purchasing a ticket, you can sign up as a 3-man team. Now I know there was a question on your question sheet, the AI sheet, that basically 3-man team, right? The reason for that is there's a big pig hunting tournament where I stay at right now in Oklahoma. It's massive, and what they do is they do 3 guys, so that if a group of guys have a hunting lease or a private property that they hunt regularly, not all 3 of them can get out and hunt. You know, the way the economy is and stuff, everybody's working 6 days a week just to make ends meet. So the way they do it is they incorporate the team so that, let's say us 3 were on a team, right? And I say,
right.
hey, Rob, I got to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And Rob says, well, I could fish Wednesday night. Derek's going to fish his ass off Thursday and Friday. And Stone's going to go out over the weekend. Well, it makes it so you got a group, you got that camaraderie of the team together. Maybe it's your brothers, your cousins, or just guys you fish with regularly, and you're competing on a level that doesn't make you alone, and you don't have to have everybody at one time. So it just gives you that much more opportunity to win. And I took that from that hog model and brought it over. And like I said, the reason why I did that is because a lot of guys I'm talking to this year is telling me straight up, I'm not going to be able to fish that much this year. I work too much.
So is the team entry lower? What's the team entry
Yeah,
price?
the 2-man team entry, I believe, is $25 less than if you had 2 single entries, and then the 3-man team is $50 less than if you had 3 single man entries. So, example,
Okay.
single man's 100, 2-man is 150 or 175, and a 3-man is 250.
And is that for the whole month that the tournament's going on?
Those are the whole month passes, and then you have your day pass. The only rule to the day pass is that you need to purchase it before 8 p.m. and it has to be used directly the day after. We don't have time this year to build options. Next year will be way different. You'll be able to buy a day pass months in advance and use it whenever you want, but we don't have time or the website development team that can handle that type of stuff as fast as we're moving on such short notice. So that type of stuff is just going to have to be as it is for this year. You purchase it before 8 p.m., it gets used the following day.
Okay. And again, can it improve from there? Absolutely. But this is what they're doing right now, and that's the best solution they have at the moment. So to ask, can they change it? The answer is probably going to be no. This is what they're going to do, and then they'll take all your suggestions for next year and say this is what we can do to improve it.
yeah, so that's something I kind of wanted to touch on was, when Mr. Banana Man was asking questions, Derek,
What?
you said
Me?
you said there are some things that were subject to change. Is that this year, or is everything for this year set in stone, or are there things that are still changing?
No, as far as rules and stuff, this year is set in stone.
Okay, yeah,
We do have, though, we do have a few sponsors. The majority of the sponsors want to donate an additional offering. That's going to be like $100 gift card from Waffle Shop here in Orville.
yeah.
Provisions as well, great lunch and dinner spot, have open bar. They want to do an additional gift card. And so what we will end up doing once I go round those up is we'll probably do it maybe next week on this podcast. We can do a special announcement and add some categories for those cards. So there'll be special dates and a special event for those cards. So something like largest fish of this day or smallest fish. We're just not allowed to raffle or anything of that nature because of California gambling laws. You have to be a nonprofit to offer anything by chance. So we can't do those things. But as far,
Are you looking to put King of the Feather as some sort of nonprofit next year so you can do these raffles and things?
that's a great question. As far as right now, no, because I haven't thought that deep. But I'm not opposed to going that route if it makes the most sense in the future. I mean, as far as this year goes, you might as well call it that, because it's built off of Blacktail Heavens Bank and nothing else.
Right. I understand that. I'm trying to, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to think of all the questions that somebody would, potentially come at me with. Because I mean, at the end of the day, people are in this for the money, and I feel like the more opportunity that arises for that, the more I feel like people more would potentially be more likely to get involved, with more opportunities. Not, oh well, there's 50 guys signed up and there's, $2,000 prize. That's, the guys, like you said, that are in the South Bay, or, that, may not come up or may not want to enter because it may not be worth it to them monetarily. A 3-man team's $250. Yes, it's a lot of money, but you can get your money back very easily if you are able to work hard and do it.
Yeah, so just to touch on that was kind of two separate points you hit there, but
Yeah.
whether we do nonprofit fully or not, regardless, 80% of the money goes straight into the cash pool.
I get that. But
So if you get 50 teams signed up, you're talking about upwards of $10,000. That changes everything. So at the end of the day, advertising that we're running is expensive. There's a lot of things, but yeah, in the long run, I would like to be able to afford to cover all of my costs from the sponsorships,
of
and
course.
every single cent from the entries goes directly into the cash pool. And also larger sponsors are going to end up coming on board, and we may be able to start doing greater things, like possibilities of a boat getting involved or something along that nature,
Yeah.
and highly motivate people to bring themselves out and fish their asses off.
Yeah.
And I've seen this in different arenas, right? And the only big arena that I play a lot into, we've done a lot of striper tournaments. We've done a lot of catfish tournaments, and a lot of things like in the catfish world. It's not the same world at all, but systemically from a tournament standpoint, it's very similar. The issues that we run into with that are going to be very similar to what you're running into, and a lot of that is participation, getting people involved, getting people to want to come out and do it and understand. As they knew what we were about, they liked us, they knew the program. It started to take off a little bit, right? It started off with like 5 boats. When I'm talking hundreds of people, but just from the because it is catfishing, it's not going to be big, but the issue is still the same. It started with like 5 boats. Then I went to 10. Then I went to 20. Went all the way up to 30, right? And so the numbers grew just because the word got out. And this is what's going to happen with this too. The first year, it's going to take a while to get it going. It's just, at the end of the day, honestly, it's just another tournament. It happens to be salmon on the feather. It's got some rules. You know what the rules are. And you either, want to play by the rules or you don't want to play. And it's just as long as we can get enough people to understand the rules part of it and want to participate and get those questions answered, I think you're getting a lot of people involved.
Looking at next year, do you think the turnout may be a little bit better based on timing with trying to get this out, and I mean having a little more time for preparation and fine tuning? Do you think it'll be a little bit better of a turnout, or do you think that's kind of part of the downfall right now with signups? Or
Yeah, 1,000%. So every
It's been 20 days, right? 25 days.
Yeah, roughly a little less than that, about 20 days since I started.
So imagine, Robbie, 20 days, right? He's already on the podcast. He's been on the radio. But it's still 20 days.
100%. And
So-
I'm not knocking.
so I think
what he
he's-
is
I-
doing-
no,
what he is
totally.
doing and the time amount that he's doing a great job, and I totally commend him
Oh, yeah.
for it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. And it's cool to see somebody step up that cares about it and wants to drive some camaraderie in the fishery. I mean, because that's what it's all about, is just fishing and having fun.
Yeah, so
And I think as long as we're transparent and people understand the rules, understand what they're doing, and understand what they're getting into, that's all people want to care about. So, and hopefully you're getting the answers to those questions, with the podcast. And you can always reach out to these guys. There's going to be a number and an email and contact information to reach out and ask questions. And you guys online are going to put some questions in there that we're going to address, but don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, I don't know how much more honest you can get than that. Is call me, we'll address your questions.
Yeah, and also
We got another. Speaking of questions, we got another banana question.
Oh no.
Where
Like, oh,
are
no.
the weigh stations going to be at,
Oh.
or
Yeah,
where can we
so-
weigh in the fish?
that's a great
From the
question.
chat.
Um,
I forgot
let
to
me
mention
cover
that, Eric.
that,
The
and then
chat.
I'll go back to Robbie's question. So the question from the chat, it's the last house on Vance Avenue on the left-hand side, the little old barn house right there. I'm not going to say their name or anything like that right now, but we have
Just look for the way station and
we
the
have
balloons and the
permission
flags.
from them. So we'll be set up right out front there. The last couple of days that I stopped by, nobody came, obviously. So the fishing's so
So
slow.
Robbie, wasn't that a concern or a question, right? Is if that's where the way station is, what happens with that means everything's got to go through that ramp, and is that going to reduce some of the entries, or how does that
Yeah.
work?
I mean, thinking about the guys from the lower feathered, guys launching out of Verona and
Like
going up the
Gridley or
feather or
Verona
Star
or-
Bend. Do you think that that's kind of hurting you a little bit, or?
Yeah, it's the first year though, right, man? And
Right.
we ran the geo map, the boundaries down to East Gridley Road Bridge. That's plenty of space
Okay.
for the amount of entries that we were expecting to get. So yeah, of course. But if I opened it up, then what other problems could concede from
Oh,
that?
100%.
I just wanted to try to keep it within as much control as possible. And the
So
little,
that's that East Gridley Road, right?
yeah, that's the bottom boundary. Fish below that. I know there's a great hole for boats right below that, but I still had to cut it
Yeah.
off at a landmark.
Yeah. No, and this is where I want to make sure.
That's right above the Gridley boat ramp for people that may not know where that.
Right,
road
but as long as they
exactly
caught
is.
their fish, if they caught their fish upriver from that, the downfall is those guys at that boat ramp are going to have to get the fish off somewhere to get off to that Vance Road house, which logistically they're probably not going to do, right?
I'm not sure. A lot of guys are launching out of Vance Avenue. I know
Yeah.
right now a lot of the guides are, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I was kind of thinking this majority of the fishermen this year would be right there in the outlet.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some pluses and minuses to all that, and I think honestly that some of the guides do go out of Gridley and they don't go to that Vance one.
Yeah.
So you're missing that. It's just a missed opportunity, and it is what it is, right? And just we're aware of it, we understand it. Doesn't
We
mean
live and learn for next year.
Yeah, exactly. And as things grow, you got to start somewhere, though. And this is where he started. That's kind of the boundary to kind of control it a little bit. But with the control comes some risk. The numbers may reduce, right?
Sure. And as far as next year goes, Fish and Game, they've helped me tremendously to get where I'm at right now. No one's ever done this before, and I did it in 20.
That's a learning curve in itself, huh?
Yeah, and it was for both parties, right? A learning curve.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they had to make sure they covered their butt, and I had to make sure I did the same. So as far as next year's, I'm not going to let too much out of the bag, but let's just say I'll be having some in-person meetings with the right people when this is all said and done, and I'll provide them a progress report and a special request for next year, and hopefully I'll get those granted, and that'll incorporate a whole different situation that could include multiple weigh stations on property closer to the water. A lot could change by next year.
That's cool.
So I just got to say, Derek's coming out here with a plan. It's only been 25 days. I'm looking at some of the hurdles he's run into, a lot of offline conversations about what's going on. And, for the podcast, we're all about, getting the word out, trying to help another, guy out that's passionate about what he's doing. And, from my standpoint, from a podcast, it's like, it's going to work or it's not. Either way, from my standpoint, honestly, it doesn't matter either way. But I'd much rather it succeed than fail. But if it fails, we still have something to talk about, Eric.
You just want to watch the world burn.
No, but I'm just saying it's all in the up, and Eric's being hugely transparent on things and I've been in the fishing world long enough. People chat and talk, and it's like, what? Just call. Don't start this whole thing outside and make assumptions on things you don't know anything about. If you have something you want to know about, the guy's giving you his number and how to get a hold of him. Call and have that conversation. It's all about communication, really.
I've got another question.
Yes, sir.
Kind of goes back to location with you said a video of the fish and all that. Is that with a lure in their mouth?
Well, I
Or
mean,
hook, bead, whatever.
at the end of the day, I can't really guarantee control over that. If they show up with a gouge in its back, then that could be an issue. But I would like to see that, yeah. But it's not something
Now
100%
you're
control.
doing a lie detector, right?
So the winner is subject to a lie detector. So if there's enough
Right.
people that think that somebody cheated, that's exactly what we'll do.
Okay, cool.
And there's a spot in Orville that offers them, in Butte County anyway, that offers them for fairly inexpensive. So yeah, anyone who wins is subject to a lie detector. And if for some reason they opt out, they instantly lose, and the cash prize goes to the next man on the ladder.
See, we learned that in the catfish tournaments. Is these fishermen are always not the honest people they say they are, but you got to have those safety nets in place.
Yeah,
They
and
never
that's
said
what-
they were honest.
There's
in the
weights
first
in
place.
fish. There's oh wait, we won't go there.
Yeah, well, and we're not trying to beat you up, Derek. We're
Yeah, we are. Come on, Derek. We're gonna beat him up
trying
today.
to just get us, some good questions. That way your phone's not
Absolutely.
getting blown up 24/7. I know you don't mind it, but we're
We can
here to
control the
help
chaos
and,
a little
and
bit.
we support it. Fully.
And the
So,
biggest thing too, Derek, like we had offline, right, is I got enough people, enough reach, enough people that come on the show, and that cycle through with the amount of guides that we support and other fishermen that watch this is if there's something wrong, they're definitely going to say something, right? And the
Chat.
oh yeah,
very much
our chat will
let us
blow
know
up.
we're
People will
wrong.
know what's going on, and we just address the questions, right? And I'm looking at the long haul. As you're doing this, it starts when? When does the tournament start?
Started on the 15th, ends on the 15th.
Started on the 15th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it ends on December or
December?
On the 15th.
okay, so we're already into September, right? So we
Correct.
missed a few days already.
Yep.
So there's plenty of time to still enter. There's plenty of time to get involved with some, pretty decent money. I think you said it was like $3,000 or something.
Yep. The total pot's like 3,300 right now.
Yeah. So the more you can get involved,
It's first
it's
place
Right
it's gonna grow.
now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So hear the man out. Give it a chance. You learned a little bit more about it. Go check out the website. Go check out their information they have out there. And if you still have questions, give the man a call. Right?
yeah. Yep.
You're like, what is that number? What do I call?
It's 916-380-7464. Everything's also on blacktailheaven.com. The rules are very easy to find, and you can scroll, and everything that we just went over is right there.
Yeah, and I'm not rushing you off, Derek. I just want to get that in there before I forgot because people are going to watch this post production and see it in a lot of different places, and we want to make sure that you're heard. People know how to get a hold of you, and we're here to support you. As long as the community is saying, yeah, this is what we want, this is what's working. We're going to make this work, and we're going to help you grow. And let's go
We
catch
got
some
another
fish.
question.
Another question.
Candy
From,
Graham
uh,
Will
from
you be
Mongo.
checking the fish after weigh-in to make sure it hasn't been tampered with?
What does he mean?
So are you going to check for tempered fish, after weigh-in to make sure there wasn't anything going on, like
Yeah,
crazy
so-
weights in fish and blah,
Yeah,
blah,
so
blah. All the,
It states in the rules that every fish will be opened up on site. So we'll be looking for
There you
water, ice, or lead in the belly, right?
yeah, so they're going to, it's not a live, you're turning a dead fish and it's going to be food for somebody. You're either going to take it or they're going to, something's going to happen with it. But yeah, don't try to cheat. They put all kinds of precautions in the rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good question, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Mongo's been giving it to us. All
That's
the
good.
good questions today.
The questions are great. We want
Thank
people
God it
involved.
hasn't been Ben.
Oh, I know.
Ben's out there and he's been quiet.
Ben's been quiet. Oh yeah.
for
So
once.
so Ben was on our trip. The super fan was on our Kevin trip, and yeah, there's like 5 million. I got so many videos that are coming out. So many outtakes of just Ben. What is that? What was the guy on TV? The comedian guy that. I'm kind of aging myself. That was just kind of fun. I don't want to say like. Not Benny Hill. That's like way old. Not, but
Yeah.
just kind of old style like that. God, that was weird. Anyway, he's kind of funny. There's gonna be a lot of outtakes.
Just keeps on talking.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of the purpose of comedians, right? It's to be funny.
yeah, but he's not a comedian. He's
Yes,
just funny.
Tony. The purpose of a comedian
man.
is to be funny.
This is true.
This is why this is
why I
fishing with Stoney Stone
Not-
and not comedy with Stoney Stone.
Yeah, I gave up the Stoney Stone comedy because Robbie's like he's laughing because I remember those days.
Hey,
I
Rob,
found
I
my
got
call in me.
a question for you.
What's up, bub?
So you run a guide boat, correct?
I do.
All right. So what are some of the things that, from a guide's perspective, that you would like to see changed for next year that would make you want to get involved? Because as far as it goes, once it gets corrected, it's going to be a great marketing advantage to use for the guides as well, right?
100%.
So we have,
I like how he turned that back on us. Good job.
yeah. Go ahead, let me know.
Yeah. Right now, for me, is my biggest thing is making sure that myself and my clients are safe on the site. And I'm not saying that it's not, but I want to make sure that everything's 100% on the up and up. It's just lack of knowledge on my end. I've been busy fishing and working and being sick, so I haven't got a chance to read up on everything 100%. I do think it was $250 on the guide side.
Yeah, what the guide section was going to be was $250, and then what we were going to do with that is we were going to do top log for the month. So whoever had the most fish on their log, they're turning into the state, was going to take the championship belt. But we discontinued that because there was not enough time, and I couldn't get to enough guides fast enough. Everybody's already too busy.
So let me ask you this on the side: you're having to turn in logs. We have to submit those to DFG every month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, photocopy kind of that thing work, or
Yeah, of course, it would just be the exact replica of what you turn into the state. And if we verified it, we would verify it with our connections in the state.
Yeah.
We would hope that a guide would cheat another guide just for a belt. It was a friendly.
100%, and that's why I know on my end.
So you think of it. So you think of it in marketing, right? So you as a guide, right? Some guides advertise, some guides don't advertise. So say for you, Robbie, you're saying, you know what? I've got an advertising budget. I'm going to go spend X amount of money. I'm going to go boost some Facebook posts, or I'm going to, pay to advertise on Stoney's podcast, or I want to spend $250 with this tournament, and I get this cool prize at the end of this belt, but all along I'm getting advertising, right? And that's the whole thing, is you're getting advertising, and as they grow, your advertising grows. As we grow, because we're part of them doing, helping them out, you grow. It all kind of feeds, right?
Yeah. Well, and then for Robbie, you can, for the month, because this is going on for a full month, anytime, you're starting to bring in good fish and your numbers are going up, you can sit there and, create content and talk a little trash to the other competitors of like, oh, hey, we pulled in this today or that today.
So there's a lot of hidden benefits that, with the podcast and me working with Derik on this, is like, I envision that, every Monday while this is going on, he's going to get on and give an update of what's going on. So imagine as a guide, you paid $250, and every Monday you're like, here's the standings, right? Rob Piatt with Sack, Gills, and Guns is like number one. They've got the most weight so far, and all of a sudden you're like, your phone's ringing off the hook and you're getting bookings. And what did it cost you? $250.
We can run the standings like we run the standings for the Catfish Bash.
We're in the millions of views. Just our page alone. So it's just, you think of it in those terms, right? You guys look at it as $250. I don't have it, but I look at it and say, how can you not have it?
No, and that's I see both sides of it. I have another question actually. So with the guide side of it, we're not thrown into the general pool for a cash prize, right?
No, I'm glad you asked that though, but your customers would, and that's what you would advertise. So
okay,
you would advertise, hey, come fish with me during this month, and your $20 day pass could potentially win you $2,000. You're going to get a whole lot more people on your boat. And if we go down that road next year, we may limit it and say, hey, only guides who pay can offer that. Right now, it's not going to be like that. It's wide open to anybody.
Yeah.
So the consumer can go by themselves. They can go with a guide. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's all.
But imagine you having all these 6 guys on your boat, all paid their $20 to be entered, and they catch the biggest fish of the tournament, or even that segment. Or look at the advertising you're getting out of it.
I would definitely pay Robbie to help me catch that fish to win that prize for $20 versus taking Stoney out.
But you see the point, right?
I'm going to get my best guide on this and hopefully run this. It's a better odds than the lotto.
No, I think Derek's thought about a lot of those different angles. So, Robbie, it's a great question. I think
I mean,
hopefully
Rob, if
Derek
I
answered
was
it.
you and I was a part of it and I ran a boat, what I would do is say your daily fee is included in the boat seat.
Oh, 100%, and that's probably what I would,
See,
end
now
up
you guys are
doing.
talking. Now you look at how you cover
Um,
the cost.
yeah, which is, I mean, it's $20, so
Right.
it's something, but not,
But
in the grand scheme of things,
but you
nothing.
look at it again, is you're investing that $20 in your advertising budget that's going to get your name out there. Now, if you're a guy that you're completely 100% booked and you don't have to get your name out there, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you're a lot of the new guides that are supporting us, Robbie, I know you're new, not new guide, but you're starting your business, over. How do you not do this, right? And then
Yeah.
Devin Lake's coming in, right? Rob Stoddard, maybe not. He's been around, so it just depends on your situation. And where you are in life. But yeah, we'd love to. And your clients, the bragging rights and all that. And you say, hey, I want to knock it down by $20.
Let's
So
talk about bragging
instead of
rights for a second, Stoney. I want to bring that up. I won't say the guide's name, but one of the guides who sits in the hole a lot. I spoke to him on Facebook, and his exact words were, "Well, we already know who the king of the feather is."
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that one.
And so let's
I wonder.
dive into that a little bit. Who's going to come tell them that's not the case, right? Who's going to put more fish on
Hey.
deck? From what I'm seeing an average of 1 to 2 fish caught on a boat per day right now, and some leaving
Well.
with nothing.
Yeah.
Well, all I can tell you is that Kevin Brock gives me a fishing report pretty much every day of what's going on, and he tells you what's happening. You just join the club, you get those fishing reports, but he's fishing those waters right up there, and it's not lights out fishing. He'll tell you I didn't catch today, or he'll tell you we only caught one. But as we followed all along, it's been 1 month. His numbers are going up. He started out at like 0 fish and got to 1, and now to 2, and now he's at 4, and the numbers are going up. So yeah, fish are moving into the system. But this is why you get those fishing reports, and this is why you get the information from all these guys. It all kind of works together.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Again, someone's got to. Every guide's competitive at heart, so let it
Oh,
out.
100%.
Stop holding it.
Oh
in.
yeah, they are.
Let it out, man. Let's take it to the bank with the boats and the bank. Everybody let it out. Everybody's competitive on that river, man.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody
and it,
everything.
more or less, I'm just making sure that, my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted on my end.
Absolutely. all of us want to do that, right?
It's like I said, for me right now, it's lack of knowledge. I haven't had time to dig into it. But I just want to make sure at the end of the day, there's no discrepancies on my end for having clients on the boat and then going after potential cash prize with them. And I've got some phone calls into some people looking for some answers as well.
So
And like I said, it's nothing against you, but it's part of my livelihood, so I got to make sure my butt's covered on all ends.
Yeah.
in that effort, I think Robbie is great because the work that you're doing is not just going to apply to you, but it's going to apply to a lot of other guides that are going to appreciate what you're doing, and we'll see where that brings us. But it's they're doing the homework, and we encourage all you guys to do your homework. Reach out to Derek. You gave him a phone number. You gave him the website.
Yeah.
Reach out to him, and then come back next week, and Derek will be here again to give us an update of what's going on. Did things improve? Did people register? Is there anything going on that you want to talk about registration that's going to help, or are we doing something next week?
Yeah. So as far as registration goes, as we all know, we're kind of at a point of no return as far as the tournament goes, and also because of the short notice that I sprung upon everybody. Guys like Robbie are having a hard time kind of buying in. I mean, we've had people say that it's not real and there's no permits and this, that, and the other. I mean, I've kind of heard it all at this point. I've been on multiple phone calls with the head attorney of Fish and Game, who's let me know about all the subject matter calls that are coming in. We won't go down that road, but let's just say there was a lot of speed bumps along the way, which in theory would you think is a negative light, but the way I look at it, I bridged and forged a relationship with the right people
100%.
to
Yeah.
continuously grow this thing.
Yep.
They've asked that I kind of spokesman some things on the bank and anyway, we won't get into that stuff. But at any rate, that is strengthened. The permit is real. The insurance is real. This is a real thing. It's not going anywhere, and it's real. And so, you know, it's just getting people to buy-ins. Not been happening at a rate that we hope for. So we might have something special coming up. We may.
So tune in next Monday, right? I think.
Special. Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about that offline, and we encourage you to call in Monday. We're going to see how this week goes with the reach of the podcast. You know, he's been reaching the radio stations and a lot of different things, and we'll see if that helped the numbers. And so if you're a fan and you're following and you register, definitely tell them that came from the podcast. Just say, hey, yeah, Stoney Stone sent us this direction, and that way they know. Is this format helping them, or is the radio helping them, or is it word of mouth that's helping them? And Derik, we're just here to help you the best we can, and appreciate you definitely getting on. And reach out to the man, ask him some questions, and if it doesn't work out for you this year, maybe next year it does, and we're gonna kind of grow together. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, man. We appreciate what you're doing.
Yep.
So I know we're in the last 10 minutes. Eric, is there questions we want to go through from the chat? Is there anything in there we need to address?
Your boyfriend has been anointed MVF.
MVF.
Yeah, most valuable fisherman, for obvious reasons. The one who can actually put, fish on your boat.
Who, Anthony?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Your
Anthony?
boyfriend, duh.
Not my boyfriend.
So, okay.
Oh my God.
That's a whole other
Anthony is
lore
definitely
right
the
now.
star of most of my fishing shows. I need somebody good to film. But what other questions do we have in the chat?
Oh, here we go. Ben Harper. I haven't caught shit yet.
Well,
but
that's
you
good.
never know. You
Yeah.
never know. He might catch something.
But if you enter this tournament, now you have some motivation to do it. So
Maybe
man,
shut the fuck up and catch.
Go catch some fish. Yeah, quit talking. Watch the videos I
I'm
posted
just
of
trying
Ben
to get
already.
him to respond more.
Yeah, I posted some of him today already that may or may not have been AI generated, and I'm not sure. I'll let you decide. But
Anthony says he's your sugar daddy, which I believe.
there's a little bit of truth to that, but we'll let that go.
A little.
Robbie, we've lost control. We want questions for Derik, not about Stoney's life.
Ben Harper claims he's Jackie Gleason.
Okay.
I'm like,
Ben
bro, you
Harper
are not
needs to
Jackie
chill
Gleason.
out.
Yeah. That's not. Maybe Rodney Dangerfield for the lack of respect we give Ben, but not Jackie Gleason.
He's still an old man. He doesn't understand the new culture.
But actual real comments or questions in the comments have been addressed as we went through.
Okay, so we addressed most of those questions, which is
Yeah.
awesome, right?
But yeah, chat went. Chat
went. So Derik, I have to apologize for our chat because we definitely have a subculture that happens in the chat on the Fishing with Stoney Stone that kind of takes a kind of a mind of its own.
The culture is more
and
like a
it's-
petri dish culture.
It's a petri dish. Sometimes we let them on the podcast and talk. Most of the time, we just let them live there in the underworld of the
Sometimes they go on the
underbelly.
boat. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, sometimes we just ignore them. So bear with us. We're doing the best we can, but we love getting you on. I think we answered a lot of questions, and we want to get the buzz going, man. We want people to do this.
Stoney, I just had a brilliant idea. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Air horn. Brilliant idea.
Yes.
We gotta get me registered in this tournament. Get me back on the feather, and then if the banana takes home the tournament, oh my god! Oh, think about it, Stoney. Think
you
about
can go
that.
from the bank, Eric.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't want him from the bank.
Hey,
Was-
how big
Just
of an
fling that
upset?
banana
How
out.
big of an upset would it be if a guide won it from the bank?
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Now
Exactly.
that's the time.
Now, is there any reason a guide? So, if Robbie wanted to enter as an individual, can he enter as an individual even though he's a guide?
I don't see why not, but I'm not sure how that plays out legally. I'd have to ask my lawyer that.
I mean, it's a question, right? It's like, yeah, he takes all these guides out or people out, but he's not fishing because they're catching fish and stuff. But what
double
if?
entry cost?
But what if he wants to on his off day go do it and catches a fish as Robbie, not as Sack Gills and Guns? Because
Yeah.
right, you're still an individual. Is that legal? I don't know. It's a
Right.
good question, Stoney.
From what
Good
my
job,
lawyer-
Eric. Thanks.
from what my lawyer told me is that because I guide people on the bank. I teach newcomers how to catch fish on the bank, and he said absolutely I cannot do that to tournament entries or be associated with the tournament myself. So I just get
Right, but that's you
right. That's
because
me.
you're the organizer.
Yeah, and because it's a business though that involves the same industry, so I would have to run that by them. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I said, yeah, I
Well, let
didn't
me know.
expect you to have an answer, but it's a good question, I think.
Yeah,
I can come up with a good one every once in a while.
I think
You, me,
Eric did. See, I'm taking this credit already. I came up with that
taking all
question.
my credit over here.
Might have to bust out the old 9-footer and couple beads and some 2-ouncers.
Let's be honest, a lot of the boats are circle jerking with beads anyway, so might as well come on out in the bank now and again. It's good for you to come out to the wall on a Saturday afternoon.
To the wall. And we got to get more footage of that. I got some with the drone the other time. We were out there filming,
Yeah.
and we got some of the wall people. It wasn't that packed. It was midweek, but
I was
yeah,
up there
I
last
get the
night,
drone.
and I seen quite a few guys on the bank hooking up on both sides of the horseshoe. I seen some guys throwing spinners that hooked up on a few fish, and mostly on the Vance side, though.
Yeah, the problem with getting the drone out there is I like to get close up to get cool footage, but I don't like being that close with those weights and shit being thrown because people love to see a drone and want to take it out of the sky. So we
I would
try to
take it
stay
out.
exactly. It's a target, so we try to stay far away. But I watched some of our videos with the latest ones we've done with drone footage in it, but it comes out pretty cool.
You know, a story I'll tell you real quick. One day I was fishing the wall in 2018, I think, and I used to live in Palermo right there in Orville, and we were on the Vance side, and we're always arguing with the guys on the crazy side, the Larkin side, right? When we hook each other's lines, just part of it. You get them to let you bring it in, and then you snip theirs real quick. You know, it's like a game that's always taking place. Well, there's these two guys next to me from the Bay Area, and one of them casts, and I just hear snap, and I look over at him, and he's kind of like looking at the tip of his rod, and there's about this much braid hanging off. You know, so you can tell he lost everything. And I didn't think anything of it because it happens all the time. And all of a sudden he goes like, "Oh, no, man." And I look across. It's so loud you don't hear anybody from either side. You can barely even hear each other talk, you know. So I look across, and there's a guy laid out on the Larkin side wall. Maybe he might be listening.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he hit him right in the forehead with a 3-ounce.
Oh,
4.
This
Or
is
in
a
that
story
case,
that
3.
somebody listening to this, I hope was either there or maybe know the gentleman who got hit, but he was completely stretched out like he's taking a nap. And the guys lifted him up that were obviously over there fishing with him. And when he came to and sat up, his whole face was completely covered in dark red blood. I'm talking eyes, everything. I thought they killed him. And I won't say too much, but the gentlemen weren't really concerned about hitting the guy. They just kind of laughed about it and then took off. And I watched the poor guy, even with help, he couldn't walk. And they sat him down on the rocks behind the fence, and he sat there with a towel wrapped around his head or a shirt. I couldn't tell which one it was for about like 40 minutes before they could help him out to the parking lot. That's a true story.
wow. That's
It's
why
why
they
they
call
call
it
it
battle
combat
wall, I
fishing.
guess.
I mean,
Combat, yeah.
I fished there since I was 12. I never saw anything like that until I saw that day.
The
Yeah.
gladiator arena right there.
Yeah.
It was bad, man.
Yeah. No, so it's funny. So we got a lot of comments about that, about the barge hole from the little video. I mean, a lot of people said it was really light, that it wasn't like it was, years before, where hundreds of boats. Robbie, it was like 40 maybe that we saw around that time we were there.
Yeah.
It's all these comments that come out, all the negative comments about, oh my God, I would never do that. I would never do this. I would never, I got to tell you, I was watching this movie the other day with my wife and it had some synchronized swimming in it. And, I got to tell you, those fishermen, it was like synchronized swimming. These boats just eaved and flowed and worked together. When a boat, I never heard one voice yell. I never heard anybody. And everybody's all how horrible. I got to tell you, it was an amazing experience to do, even though it wasn't as big as it was before. But all these fishermen, knowing how they are, normally, working together to make this work was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
It's funny. It's like
So it can be
watching-
done.
It's like watching, there be a long stretch of boats, and it's almost like they're all on the same channel, and then hell breaks loose, things go awry, and it's just like, whoop, okay, we'll go back. Whoop, okay, we'll go back.
I mean,
it's like the wave in
Yeah.
a baseball game. You just
But the point that I'm making is that you fishermen, your guides out there, it shows you can work together when you want to. So, there doesn't have to be this divide. It could be some healthy competition and some bragging rights involved, but yeah, we know you guys can work together.
That's
So
what
help
we're
us work together and grow this.
Well, right on, guys. Well,
All right,
Derek,
we are
thanks
the
for
top.
coming on, man. We really appreciate you. Hopefully, we didn't razz you too much.
No, sir. That's what I'm here for. I got thick skin.
Perfect.
And you'll be here next week.
Yeah, we'll be here next week, the week after, next year. We're not going
There
nowhere.
you go.
Right on, man.
So,
Good to hear it.
thank you.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right. Perfect. That was the show. Man, it flew by. I'm sitting here watching the clock, thinking we're going to get through, and we got like 10 seconds. Thanks for watching, subscribe and following fwss.club, and be a subscriber, join along, and support these guys. Get out there and catch some salmon.